Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Glacial Geek Battle Report. I am Phil, the Glacial Geek, coming to you here from Casa the Geek, where I'm about to fight a 2,000-point 10th edition battle report between my Chaos Space Marines and Marcus's Sisters of Battle. So the story that we've got going on here is this is a shrine world that found itself in the path of the 13th Black Crusade. So as Abaddon has moved his forces across the galaxy, he came across this planet, and of course he wants to conquer it, because that's what he's trying to do. Bring the Imperium to its knees and make them beg like the lapdogs that they are. But the Sisters of Battle have decided no further shall Abaddon and his forces travel, and they have set down the line and set down the gauntlet that they will hold the line of the Imperium here and stop Abaddon and his dark forces from advancing. So that's the story that we've got going on. We are going to be playing a 10th edition game. So the way it works is in 10th edition you have a deck of cards. That deck gets divided into smaller decks, and from those decks you choose or you draw randomly a deployment zone. We drew Dawn of War. You draw a primary mission. So I drew a vital ground, and essentially what this is that you take one of the objectives from the deployment that's closest to the center. There happened to be one right in the center, so that was taken out. And in each of our command phases, in the second, third, and fourth battle round, and then in the fifth battle round, the person who goes first will score it this way, and the person who goes second will score it at the end of their turn versus the command phase. You score, if you control the objective marker in your deployment zone, you score 2 points. If you control, for each objective marker that you control in no man's land, you score 5 victory points. And if you control the objective marker in your opponent's deployment zone, you score 6 victory points. And then for our mission rule, we drew Vox Static, which means that for this mission, the command reroll stratagem and new order stratagem cost 2 CP instead of 1. So if we want to reroll a die, it's going to cost us 2. And if we want to draw another tactical secondary, we're going to have to spend 2 CP for that as well. You also each have a deck of objective cards. You can choose to either choose some of them to be static objectives that you score each turn, or you can draw them from a deck like you would from Maelstrom of War in previous editions, and those will be your secondaries that you'll score. You can score a maximum of 45 points on primary. You can score a maximum of 45 points from secondaries, and then you get 10 points for having a painted army. So that is the story. That is the mission. We will come back to you with the after we see the armies that are going to be fighting it out. So for the Chaos Space Marines, my army will consist of a 10-man Chosen Squad with a Master of Executions attached to it. We have a 5-man Legionary Squad. We have a 10-man Traitor Guardsman Squad. We have a 5-man Havoc Squad. We have a Venom Crawler. We have a Demon Prince with Wings. We have a 10-man Possessed Squad with a Master of Possessions attached. And last but not least, we have Abaddon with 10 Terminators. So the Sisters' army will consist of, starting here, with Morven Vol and a 3-Sister Paragon Warsuit unit. We have a Hospitaller with a 10-Sister Battle Sister Squad. We have a 5-Sister Retributor Squad. We have a 10-Sister Dominion Squad. We have a 10-Sister Sacristan Squad with a Canoness. We have a 10-Sister Repentia unit. We have a 5-Sister Seraphim Squad. We have an Immolator. We have an Exorcist. We have a Castigator. We have a Rhino. We have the Demonifuge. And last but not least, we have a 5-Sister Zephyrim Squad with Celestine. Going over deployment now for my Chaos Space Marines. I've got the 5-man Legionary Squad over here on my left flank. I've got Abaddon and the boys over here getting ready to crack open a cold one over here on the left flank as well. We've got my Havoc Squad up on the line ready to go through that wall and shoot some sisters. We've got the brave Traitor Guardsmen hiding in the back over here, trying to think of themselves as very small and very invisible so that no sisters will see them. Back here on the objective, we've got a Venom Crawler who is probably making them feel even more uneasy. We've got the Master of Possessions and his big boy squad of Possessed over here on this on the right flank. And then on the farthest right flank here, we've got the Master of Executions and his fancy boys, the Chosen, ready to move up the board. My Demon Prince is actually going to be in Deep Strike Reserves. So going over deployment now for the Sisters, we have half a Dominion Squad over here. The reason there's half a Dominion Squad over here is because the other half is in the Immolator. And the Immolator has a special rule that if you have 10 sister squad, half of them can go into the immolator, and they just break into 2 separate squads. So that's technically a Dominion squad over on the right here. We then have Morven Vol and her Nundums over here. We've got that immolator that I spoke of with the other half of the Dominion squad inside. We then have his Exorcist next to that. Inside the building here, we've got the 10 Sister Battle Squad with the Hospitaller, as well as the 5 Sister Retributor Squad in the back there. We've got the Castigator over here on this flank, along with the Sacrosanct Squad, and we have the Rhino. Inside the Rhino is going to be the Repentia Squad. Up in Deep Strike, we have Celestine and the Zephyrum, and we have the 5 Sister Seraphim Squad. Oh, where is the Demonifuge?
Right here.
Oh, it's right over here. They're right over here, so I didn't see them. They're in the building as well. The Demonifuge is getting ready for over there. All right, so that is going to be deployment. We will now roll off to see who will be going first. I rolled a 4, my opponent rolled a 6, so it will be Sisters' turn number 1. All right, going over movement here for the Sisters. His Rhino just kind of shuffled up a bit, but he's staying back because he's afraid of all the fun stuff that's over on this side. Sacrosanct also moved a little bit. The Castigator stayed still where she is over here. The Demonifuge moved up towards the wall there. The Battle Sisters moved a little bit so that the Multi-Melta is in range of my Possessed over there. The Dominions scouted and then advanced into position here to act as a block. The Nundums here moved up a bit with Morven Vol. The Exorcist stood still. The Repentia, the Retributors advanced around the side over here. And then the Immolator moved up a bit over on this side. He's hanging back a bit because he knows that I really want to get into close combat, so he doesn't want to be too aggressive and put himself in a bad position, which is fair. I think it's cowardly, but it's fine. And his command phase, we both gained CP. He rolled, got his Miracle Dice. He also rolled again for another Miracle Dice because a sister squad was holding an objective. So that is going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, starting off the shooting phase, the Castigator is going to fire into my Possessed. So what do they got going on?
It's got 3 heavy bolters. Those are strength 5, AP -1, 2 damage, but they have sustained hit, so exploding 6s. And then he's modeled with the Castigator autocannon, and that is strength 9, AP -1, 3 damage. It's got 4 total shots, and it's twin linked. Now the fun part about this is that if that weapon targets infantry, I can re-roll the hits for it. And so it's re-rolling hits and wounds because it's got twin linked and it's targeting infantry. So these are the heavy bolters.
Okay. Hitting on 3s?
Hitting on 3s, but 6s explode. Ooh.
Okay.
You said tough 5?
Tough 6.
Tough 6. Ooh, no. Alright, so 5s. Alright, so just 1 save.
Okay, and because the unit is partially obscured by the ruins over there, I do get cover for this. So it's not, instead of AP1, it's AP0. So 3 up save. Making that save.
Alright.
And here I'm the autocannons here.
There you go. That's 3 hits, rerolling because it's infantry. Still 3 hits. And now strength 9, so 3s. There you go. 3 at AP -1.
So it becomes AP0 because of the cover there, so 3 up saves. Failed 2 of them. What's the damage?
3 damage apiece.
Ooh, 3 damage apiece. So the first one, I do have a 6 up Feel No Pain from the Master of Possessions in there. So the first one will be dead, and the second one will be alive with 1 wound left. All right, so now they have to take a battle shock test because of Rites of Castigation, which is the Castigator's special rule. Is it just hit or is it to wound that you have to wound to do that?
Just hit.
Just hit. So if they hit, they have to take a battle shock test. They've got leadership 6 in there. 4, they are going to be battle shocked. Okay. All right, so now his Nundums over here are going to fire into my Possessed. We did learn something just now, is that Multi-Meltas have lost range. We didn't realize that had occurred. So they are at 18-inch range, and therefore out of range of my Possessed right now.
I very carefully measured 24 inches.
He really did. He was very careful about it. And So it's a good thing he did, because otherwise he would have been even more out of range.
That's right. Yeah, that's a good point.
So these are going to be their storm bolters, though,
That's
firing, right?
Yeah, and but Morven gives full rerolls to the unit she's attached to.
Perfect.
So hitting on 3s, rerolling, and then wounding on 5s, rerolling. Okay.
Wow. Okay. So that's how that goes.
Yeah, 5.
All right. So looking for 5 AP, nothing, right?
Yep.
So 3 up saves, and then 6 up feel no pains. No. So one guy will be dead, and then the other one will be on 2 wounds. And now Morven's going to fire. She's got her heavy bolter.
Yeah, so it's just strength 6, -1, 2 damage. Rerolling because of herself on this one. So those all hit. Strength 6, though.
So 4s.
Rerolling because of herself. So 3 wounds, AP -1.
All right. One second, just gotta check. So from over there, the unit does have some obscuring from the ruins over here, giving them the cover. So it's gonna be AP 0 now because of that, instead of AP -1. 3 up saves, and he makes them all. Woo! Here comes her rocket launcher shooting in here. It's only gonna be +1 because of, or is it already have a +1? Or
no, it doesn't.
It doesn't. So it'll just be +1 because there were, when you targeted them, there were 9 left since you killed 1 with the castigator.
The mop didn't make a unit of 11.
Oh, the mop is 10. So you're right. They were 10. Yep, you were right. Yep.
All right, so it's 2 + 2 on that. So
Yep.
these are hitting on 2s. Rerolling because of herself.
Yep. That's a 3. That's
and
it.
then these are strength 9, so 3s, rerolling, but no need.
Okay.
AP -2.
All right. Becomes AP -1. So looking for 4 up saves. Making 2 of them, the damage.
D6 apiece.
All right. So the first one, 5. Okay. Feel no pains. Nope. That's a dead guy. And the next one. That's 5 again. No, not enough. So that's going to be 2 dead guys. And now the Exorcist is going to fire into my Possessed as well.
Yeah, so this is a heavy bolter on it as well. So hitting on 3s and then wounding on 5s.
Okay.
Nothing. Now these are the rockets. This is his big shoot, which is D6 + 2.
Okay.
Does not have blast.
Does not have blast. Okay.
D6 + 2, so it'll be 6 total. It is heavy though, so because I held still, it's hitting on 2s.
Okay.
Strength 10 -2, D6 damage.
So hit on 2s. All hits.
Yep.
Pretty good.
And then strength 10 against tough 6, right?
Yep.
So 3s. There's 3.
3 wounds. All right. So we got 3 wounds over here. AP
-2.
-2 becomes -1 because of cover. Just the obscuring that's going on over there. You're going to be getting a lot more cover in this game, just because of ruins. If they obscure parts of the unit, they're going to be getting it. So these are going to be looking for 4 up saves because it's -2 becomes -1.
Yeah.
Make all but 1 the damage.
D6, or do I just kill 1? Let's use a miracle dice. 4
Okay.
damage.
4 damage.
Yes, sir.
All right. 6 up, feel no pain. Whoop. No, just enough. If you had put a 3. Actually, you put a 3. This was the one that I wouldn't have rolled. All right, dead model. All right, so that's going to be it for the sisters here on turn number 1. We will come back to you after movement phase for Chaos here on turn number 1. All right, Chaos Space Marines turn 1 here. I drew my secondary cards. We forgot to show the sisters ones. I'll tell you them in a second, but I drew Engage on all fronts, so I need to get in all the table quarters. I also drew Storm Hostile Objective, so I have to control an objective that my opponent controlled at the beginning of the turn. He only controls the 1 in his own deployment zone, which is going to be nigh impossible for me to get to this turn, so that's probably going to be gone. But my opponent, we forgot to show them, had drawn behind enemy lines and bring them down. So behind enemy lines is getting your opponent's deployment zone. Bring them down is killing monsters and vehicles. So he decided at the end of his turn to get rid of the Bring It Down, which gains him 1 CP, which allows him to get 1 CP, which is pretty good. Then into the movement phase, or Abaddon I should say, chose to have him all units within infantry and mounted units within 6 inches of him to get a 4-up invul save, which is pretty good for the turn. And then we went into movement. So the Traitor Guardsman stayed still back here on the objective. Abaddon and his Terminators advanced up the board, as did the Legionaries. My Havocs moved through the wall over here to the other side. Venom Crawler moved up around over here. My Possessed and Master of Possessions advanced up the board over there. Rolled a 1, which is not great, but it is what it is. And the Chosen advanced over here, staying off of the terrain piece here to get obscuring. So at the end of my movement phase, I spent a CP on something swiftness. It's I should have looked it up, but it's on something swiftness. It's a Chaos Space Marine stratagem for 1 CP, and essentially what it does is it allows you to choose any unit. It allows them to shoot and charge if they fell back. But in addition, if they are Slaanesh, because each of the units that you have here, you have to give them a basically either Chaos Undivided or one of the Dark Gods keywords. If they're Slaanesh, they have the ability to advance and charge. So my Possessed and Master of Possessions are Slaanesh, as are the Terminators, and Abaddon has all of them. The Legionaries are Khorne. My Traitor Guardsmen are Tzeentch, as are my Havocs, as is my Venom Crawler, and then over here is Khorne with my Master of Executions and the Chosen. But because they are Slaanesh, they are now eligible to charge even though they advance. So it's 1 CP, pretty good. You can also do it at any point during the movement phase. So you can, if you have a couple different Slaanesh units, you can advance them all and see which one's in the better position to make a charge before you decide which one you're going to make the charge. It also makes your opponent think, because if they decide to overwatch a unit that advanced into position, thinking that was going to be the one that charges, you don't have to spend it at that point. You can wait, because they have to declare it right after they finish their move. So it gives you a little bit more leeway to work with it. So it's a pretty good stratagem. I think it's going to be pretty useful. But that's going to be it for the movement phase. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, so start off shooting. My Havocs are going to fire the 4 Reaper chain cannons are going to fire into his Retributor squad back over there. And then the Sergeant, or the Aspiring Champion, is going to fire his Plasma Gun into the Dominions over here. So we're going to go with the Reaper chain cannons. These are going to be hitting on 3s. We'll come back to you with that. All right, so I gave them the Dark Pact when I was shooting there. I forgot to mention it, which meant that they got lethal hits on their shooting there. But because they are Tzeentch, they are getting their lethal hits on 5s and 6s, which is pretty good. So that all of these are auto wounds in there. So then these are going to be wounding on 3s, Strength 5, Toughness 3. Okay, we'll come back to you. All right, so we got 17 wounds into them. So these are going to be 3-ups.
3 die, 4 die, 5 die. Here you go.
Okay, so they are going to be dead. And now I roll with the dark. Oh, and actually, first I've got to shoot into the Dominions there with the Plasma Gun. Not going to supercharge. So that's going to be hit with a fill face and lethal hit. So that's going to be a wound.
AP minus
3.
So it goes to 2. It'll be a 5-up. All right, 1 dead.
So that's going to be 1 dead. And now I take a leadership test because they did the Dark Pact. On a 6, they're going to be good to go. If I failed that, I would be taking D3 mortal wounds. And now my Venom Crawler is going to fire into the Dominions over there. So he's going to have 6 shots here. I am doing the Dark Pact, and again, he is Tzeentch, so I'm going to do the lethal hits over there. 5s and 6s will auto wound. Hitting on 3s, so 2 is gone. That's an auto wound. And these are wounded on 2s because it's strength 6. Okay, so that's going to be 5 total wounds there. AP minus 1, which goes AP 0 because of the fact that some are obscured over there.
All right, rolling 4 because of Sister's Miracle Dice shenanigans.
Oh, okay, yep.
So 4 3-ups, losing 1, so I'm just going to roll the last one. We're good.
Okay, cool.
All right.
And now I'm going to do this leadership test for the Dark Pact. 5, he fails, so he takes D3 mortal wounds. Oh, of course, the fill face comes up, 3 mortal wounds. All right, so my Master of Possessions, because they are down with the swiftness over here, he's going to fire into this Dominion squad. So he's got he's got a Witchfire that he has the ability to do, which is basically, he has 2 options, one of which is hazardous, but it gives him plus, it becomes like strength 6 as opposed to strength 4, and 3 damage as opposed to 2. They're all 1 wound models, so I'm not too worried about the damage. So what I'm going to do, instead of risking the hazardous roll on him that I might take 3 mortal wounds on him, Instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use his Sacrificial Dagger, which does 1 mortal wound to the squad and gives him +1 to hit and +1 to wound. So into the sisters over here, that strength 4 is going to be now wounding on 2s as opposed to 3s. And I will be hitting on 2s with it. So I'm going to shoot that. It's also a pistol, so I'll also shoot my bolt pistol after this. So here comes the Witchfire here. So this is going to be hitting on 2s. Okay, 2 hits, wounding on 2s. That's going to be 2 wounds, AP -3.
AP -3, so 1 save and
okay,
1
and 1 will be dead. And then we've got a regular bolt pistol shot here. This is hitting on 3s because it doesn't get +1. Went on 3. That's a wound. 2 fill face. Okay. And you save there. Yeah, no AP. Cool. All right, so here we go into the charge phase now. My Possessed and Mop are going to charge into the Dominion squad and into the Nundums. So when I declared the charge, my opponent decided to fire Overwatch with Morven and her pals over there. Yep. So now they're within range of the multi-meltas. So the one in the front is actually within half range. So she is going to have +2 melted because it's melted 2.
That's right.
So I'll have 2 extra damage to the roll here. So
we're gonna start with Morven's heavy bolter.
We're gonna go Morven first.
Rockets.
Sure. So
these are heavy bolter.
Yep, hitting on 6s, but re-rolling everything.
Nada.
Okay.
5s would have been awesome. Here's her 2 rocket shots.
Getting 1 hit.
Getting 1.
Re-roll.
Blast. So sorry. Another one.
Yep.
So that's re-rolling these.
Yep. No.
Okay. Strength 9, so it's needing a 3. There you go.
That's a wound.
AP -2.
AP -2, and I think I do get cover. Hold on a second. All right, so I do get cover because I am obscured from part of the unit by the building over here. So it's going to be AP -1 now because of that. So it becomes a 4-up save. Good with the fill face.
All right, so this is a half range Melta shot.
Okay, sounds good.
Yep.
No hits. No hits.
All right, and here are the other Melta shots as well.
Cool.
Okay, well, that's
re-rolling.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing there.
Storm bolters.
Here we go.
Yeah, this one's good.
This is gonna do it. Just gonna mulch through me. I'm gonna roll all 1s. Kill the whole squad.
Right, looking for 6s and re-rolling.
Okay.
That's not bad either.
No. Okay.
5s re-rolling.
Hey!
Best Overwatch.
Best CP spent, perhaps, ever. So they're good. The Master Possession gives my unit +1 to advance and +1 to charge. So they need an 8-inch charge, but they need a 7 on the dice. I'm really looking for more because this is what I'm thinking here. The Demonifuge over there can do the Heroic Intervention stratagem for 0 CP. So if I end up within 6 inches of her, he can just say, I'm going to heroically intervene. Then has to charge on a 2D, like regular charge, and it's going to be like within 6 inches. So it's a pretty good chance of getting that charge off. And she has fights first, and he has a stratagem he can spend, which would make me, anyone who has to attack into her, which would probably save a lot of the Nundums over there. So I'm looking for more than the 7, but I only need a 7 to get in. So let's see what happens here. Here we go. Whew. Come on, baby. Here we go. Okay, or I get a double 1 and nothing happens whatsoever. And because CP reroll now costs 2, I can't even reroll it. I've got the 1 CP left and I cannot reroll it. So, blomp blomp. And now they're standing right in front of a whole bunch of multi-meltas that will not be hitting on 6s next turn. All right, so that's going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines this turn. I'm going to get rid of Storm Hostile Objective, and I guess I have to keep engaged in all fronts. So I could probably move into a better position next turn for that, but yeah, that was not a great turn there for the Chaos Space Marines. To be fair, it was also not a super great turn for Sisters of Battle, so, you know, all in all, first turn. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters of Battle here on turn number 2. All right, so turn 2 here for the Sisters of Battle. The command phase, we got our CP. He also rolled for his miracle dice and got them. It's kind of been a hit or miss. He had he re-rolled one with his ability that he has to re-roll a miracle dice and rolled a 2 into a 1. Yeah, so I don't have a T-shirt for that one in particular, but in spirit, it's sort of like we have the.
I'm just gonna write
it by the shirt and then write it for yourself. I spend abilities from the sisters to re-roll miracle dice from 2s into 1s. It's a very specific shirt for a very niche, for a very big shirt, very niche audience. I'm not sure if it's going to make it onto the shop, but movement phase for the sisters here. The Sisters of Battle moved in over here, getting up on the 2nd floor so they can get some shots off. But basically also still staying on the objective back over there. Mm-hmm. Exorcist stayed still back over there. Morven and her Nundums decided to move up here and come say hello to my Possessed. Over on this side, the Dominion squad that was inside of the Immolator got out and moved up. And now the Immolator also moved up, and they're looking to threaten my Chosen over on this side. This squad failed this battle shock test, but moved over here to provide some deep strike relief against my Demon Prince. Over on this side, the Castigator moved up slightly to get some line of sight. The Demonifuge decided to advance over onto this side. The Sacrosanct moved up. They didn't advance, they just moved up over here because they're probably going to be looking to make a charge. And the Rhino with the Repentia moved up over here, still looking to block out the corner back here from deep striking. So that is it. Oh no, that's not it. And then from Deep Strike Reserve, in came the Seraphim over here and the Zephyrim over here. I was thinking about overwatching over here, but he managed to put him outside of 12 inches, so my heavy flamers wouldn't be able to do it. I would only get to the 8 shots from the combi weapons that they all have. So, I left it. It'll be fine. It's fine. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. Oh, the cards that he drew, he still had the behind enemy lines, which is what he's getting with his Deep Strikers there. And then he also got extend battle lines, so he has to control his home objective and at least one no man's land objective. So will be a fight over there to get those. He did score 2 points on the primary by holding his home objective at his command phase. And we will go on from there. So we'll come back to you with the shooting phase. At the end of my opponent's movement phase, I'm actually going to spend 1 CP on rapid ingress, which allows me to come in from reserves at the end of his movement phase. So I put my Demon Prince back here for 1 CP, make him maybe make some decisions on what he wants to do with his charges and such like that. So that's where he is there. Castigator's going to start us off here. I'm going to fire everything into my Havocs over in the front here, except for his Hunter Killer Missile, which he's going to fire into my Venom Crawler. So which ones do we want to go with first?
We'll do the Hunter Killer.
Okay.
1 shot, 2 hits on a 2+ though, strength 14, minus 3 d6 damage.
Good.
So 1 shot hitting on a 2. Yes.
That's a hit. Strength 14, tough 9, so 3 is to wound.
That's a wound.
That's a wound. AP?
Minus 3.
Minus 3, so looking for a 5-up invul save here. No, gonna miss that one.
Let's just put it down.
So that's 6 damage? Okay.
That's what it has left, right?
Yep, that's what he's got left. So he dies. Does he explode? Does not. And now we're gonna go with the heavy bolters, right?
Yep. All the heavy bolters hitting on 3s, 6s explode. So misses, but 1, 2, and 3 explosions.
Cool.
Strength 5, tough 4.
Tough 5.
Tough 5.
Yeah, Havoc's got tough 5.
All right. There you go. Gonna need 5.
Still 5.
minus 1s, please.
All right. 5 4-ups. They don't get cover out there. Ooh, okay, make 2 damage.
2 damage apiece.
Okay, that's gonna kill 3 of them. Oof. And now the auto cannon's gonna fire?
Yes, it is rapid fire 4.
Okay.
So I can reroll against infantry. So we're gonna reroll. Thank goodness.
Wow.
All that. All right, so we're going to pull that one out. And then strength 9. So these are 3s.
Yep.
But it's twin linked. So that is another 6 AP minus 1s, please.
6 4-ups, you say?
Yes, sir.
Failed 3 more of those. And the damage is 2?
3 damage.
3 damage each. So that's going to kill the whole squad. And now the Exorcist is going to go. She's going to fire her heavy bolter into the possessed over here, and then firing the missiles into the Traitor Guardsmen back here. But you're not going to fire the heavy ones, or the big ones. You're going to fire the smaller ones.
That's right, smaller ones. So they are 3d6 shots. They're blast. So you get extra shots against 2 extra shots against that squad.
So 10-man squad.
Hits on a 3. Usually indirect fire would give a -1 to hit, but it's also a heavy weapon, so they
did not move, so it cancels out.
Exactly. So still hitting on 3, strength 5, 0 AP, 1 damage. It also ignores cover.
Yeah.
So another thing indirect fire normally gives.
Yes, and also my Traitor Guardsmen get the benefit of cover if they're on an objective. So it ignores both. It doesn't. It's not like 2 choices doesn't like counter ignoring it.
Ignore
Yes.
it twice.
Ignore it twice.
All right, so we'll just start with the heavy bolter first into your possessed.
Sure.
No, we won't.
Okay.
All right. Thank goodness that wasn't my 3d6 shots. All right, 3d6 shots +2 with blast.
Oh, wow.
That's much better. All right,
That's
so
much better.
15.
15 shots. Oof. All right, so looking for 3s to hit here.
Yep, 3s to hit.
+1, -1.
Take that little section away, and that. Oh,
Okay.
Right, you. And then 3s to wound.
3s to wound. Strength, because it's strength
5.
5. Yep. So it's going to be, speaking of 5, that's going to be 5. AP, nothing. So they've got a 5-up save, because they've got their Carapace armor. Making 1 of them, so 4 will be dead. So now his Seraphim are going to fire here. Unfortunately, because he killed some of them out there, he's now going to fire. So he took it was a risk that he was willing to take here, because the blast, he wanted more shots with the blast from the rockets than from the flamers here. So he's still got the 2 hand flamers in the front here, 2 hand flaming ladies in the front there, and 1 of the bolt pistols is still in range here. So we're going to go with the hand flamers first.
Yes.
Sure. Why not?
Sure. Why not? So it's going to be ultimately 4d6 shots.
Okay.
7 and 8 together.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be 15 total shots there.
5 and then 6 over there. Yeah. So these ignore cover also.
Oh, okay.
So
Fun.
these are wounding on 3s.
Yep.
There have been a storm hand flamer.
Storm
Strength 4.
Okay.
There you go.
That one
there. So 5 and 9 saves, please.
Okie dokie. So we've got 9 saves over here. AP nothing though, right?
AP nothing.
So 5-up saves. Doesn't matter, because that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no, they're still alive. Okay, still a chance. And then we got 2 shots with bolt pistols. It's the lone guy that's left over here.
All right, it's 1 hit.
1 hit. Uh-oh.
Needing a 3.
Oh, that's a wound. I do get the benefit of cover here because it's a Traitor Guardsman on an objective over there. So that's going to be looking for a 4-up save. Yeah, with the 5, he's good. They survived! Woo! Seraphim have a rule that allows them to move 6 inches after they've shot. They can't charge after they do this, but they're just going to move over here. So they came in from reserves, but reserves say you can't move any further during that phase, but otherwise act normally. So because they can make charges and do all that stuff, we figured this was probably okay. But they can't charge. They can just move their 6 inches. And she moved closer here so that it's scarier for them, for the guardsman that's going to be trying desperately to hold on to that objective. All right, so now the Immolator over here is going to fire into my Chosen. It's going to fire the heavy flamers, heavy bolter, and the 1-shot hunter killer missile. So 1-shot hunter killer missile.
2-up.
2-up. So it's a 2-up to hit. It's not heavy 3-up, right?
That's right.
Wow, fancy.
So strength 14, so it's going to need a 2.
That's a wound.
AP -3.
AP -3. So they're looking for a 6-up save. Fill face? No fill face.
D6.
D6 damage. 2 damage. Cool. Left with 1 wound left. All right, so now the heavy flamers are going to fire.
2d6 shots.
Okay, 4 shots.
4 shots.
Are they? They're not blast, are they?
They are not.
Okay.
They do ignore cover though. Not that
Okay.
matters. Strength 6, so he's going to be winning on 3s.
Yep.
It's going to be 2. AP -1.
Cool. So 2 AP -1, so 2 4-ups. Making them both. And now the heavy bolter.
That's right. 2 hits. Needing 4s. 1 wound.
Okay. AP -1?
Yes, sir.
All right, so 4-up. That was cocked on the 2.
Yeah, you flip it to a 6, huh?
I know. That's when the will count. All right, so good to go. All right, so now the half of the Dominion squad over here is going to fire into my Chosen. So they have, they are going to get to reroll all wounds against them because of fire support rule for the Immolator. So we've got 4 Ministorum Storm Bolters in there, and then we've got 1 the icon that's going to be getting a bolter shots. So we're going to do the bolters first.
Yeah, bolter shot. So 1 hit, and then needing 5s, re-rolling. Re-rolling. Nope. All right. Now.
And then we've got a bunch of shots from the Storm Bolters. All right, so now the Storm Bolters.
Hit on 3s. Yep.
Yep.
And then wounding on 5s, re-rolling.
5s, a re-rolling. Okay, good thing you get to re-roll. Thank you, Immolator.
Yeah, thank you, Immolator.
Wow, I'm not thankful, actually. That's
weird.
Real mean of that Immolator.
Right,
real
so
mean.
5, 10 saves.
10 saves, AP?
Nothing.
AP, nothing. But it's 2 damage apiece, right?
Yeah, Ministorum.
They
make their Storm Bolters nice.
Yes. So it's going to be 10 3-up armor saves. Okay, failed 1, 2, 3, 4. This was a fail. So it's going to be 4 failed. So the first one's going to kill the guy with the 1 wound left. 2 will kill another guy, and 1 will put a guy on 1 wound left. And now the Battle Sister squad is going to fire into my possessed over here. So we're going to go with the bolters first.
Yep. 3s.
Hitting on 3s, not bad.
And then 5s.
5's to wound.
Just 1.
Okay, AP nothing, right?
AP nothing.
3-up save. Okay, take 1 wound. Here comes the Melta shot.
Melta.
That's a hit.
Melta.
That is not a wound. And then we got the multi-Melta firing.
Yep.
Do those hit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, maybe they don't. You're right.
Yeah, we gotta check. 1 second. Yeah, they're actually 4-up to hit, but have the heavy rule. So if the unit had stayed still, those would have hit, but they didn't this time. And now the Paragon War Suits and Morven Vol are going to fire into the possessed
Storm Bolters.
Storm Bolters first, because I've got the 1 guy with the 1 wound left there. Rerolling everything. Okay.
5s.
5's to wound. They're tough 6, but rerolling everything. Must be nice.
It's helping.
Yeah.
All right, 5 saves.
5 saves. AP nothing. So looking for 3-up saves. Just enough that he killed the 1 guy and saved for the Meltas. Oh, feel no pains. Thank you, sir. Mop, 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 mop. No. That's what because you were kind enough, the dice were like, you know what, we're going to give him that one. And here come the multi-Melta shots. Okay, all hits. Don't have to reroll those. No. 3s to wound. Do have to reroll 1 of those. Oh, not meant to be.
5 saves.
So it's going to be 5 invul saves here, so 5 ups. Making 2 of them, which is pretty statistical. So the first one.
D6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2 because they're in half range. So that's going to be 5. He did. The next one is going to be 7. He also did. And the last one, 7 as well. He is also dead. Very dead. Okay. All right, now Morven Vol is going to fire into them.
Heavy bolter first.
Sure. Re-rolling. Okay.
And then 4s. There you go.
Okay.
3, please.
AP.
-1.
-1. Yeah, I think they're all the same. So that's going to be 2 go through.
Yes, sir.
What's the damage?
2 each.
2 each. So it's just going to be 4 onto that 1 guy. He's dead. Okay. And now we have the missiles just going into the lone mop over there. Mop. Mop.
All right. 2s.
2s to hit. Re-rolling because it is Morven.
Strength 9.
Strength 9. So 2s to wound.
Yes, sir.
It's going to be 2. AP.
-2.
-2. So it's going to be a 5-up save regardless. Failed 1 of them. And
no, that's okay. I'll charge you.
Okay. He was talking about using a miracle dice. Doesn't matter. 6s will obliterate him. Mop is no more. All right, so that's going to be it for the shooting phase. Into the charge phase. His Immolator is going to charge into my Chosen. Definitely going to be in with a 7. All right, so my opponent's not going to spend a CP for Tank Shock over here with his Immolator into me. So he rolls D6 for each, for the strength of one of the weapons that he has, plus 2 if it's above their toughness, right?
That's right.
So what do you have?
It's a strength 6 armored tracks.
Okay.
And so it'll be 6 for that, and then 2 more because he's tough 5.
So it's going to be 8. And every 5 plus does a mortal wound to me, to a maximum of 6. So it's going to be 4 mortal wounds.
Yeah.
All right.
Just enough to
kill 2 guys.
Kill 2 guys.
Sounds good.
All right.
So now the Sacrosancts here are going to declare a charge into my Legionaries. They are going to spend a miracle dice of a 6, so they need an 8-inch charge. So as long as this other die is not a 1, they will get into combat over there. Oh, I saw it. I think we all saw it.
Yeah.
It barely gets them in, but they are going to be into combat.
I clenched up.
Woo, I think everyone did. All right, so after they make their charge over there, they couldn't actually make it into base to base. So they moved closer and moved their full 8 towards the enemy unit over here, but could not make it into base to base, but could get into engagement range. So when they did so, they ended up within 6 inches of my Terminator squad. So I'm going to spend 2 CP to heroically intervene with them. So I'm now going to roll my charge roll. I need a 5 in order to get into combat with them. And I'm going to get a 9, so that's pretty good. So this is where I ended up after moving my 9 inches. The reason there's the gap in the middle where I didn't move a model onto it, because you have to make base to base if you can, is because that's where the objective would be. So I wasn't able to put a model on the middle of the objective, since you can't end a move on an objective marker. So there's like a circle in the middle there. I don't know if you can really see it. Just trust me, it's there. That you can't finish your movement on top of. So that's where they're going to end up. All right, so the way that he was able to pile in with the rules that you have to go towards the closest, and you have to make base to base if you can. Only 4 of the Sacrosancts were able to make it in base to base with my Legionaries. Everyone else is going to be in combat with my Terminators. So these are the ones into Legionary. My opponent did spend a CP to give them +1 to wound,
yep.
And then he got it back because of the Rod of Office on the Canoness, got it back on a 4+. So he's still at 2 CP. I'm at 0. But he's going to be wounding, so he's going to be hitting them on
3s,
re-rolling everything because of the Canoness.
Yep. And
then wounding on 2s because of the +1 to wound, but no re-rolls.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yep. So here's the 3s, the Spear of the... Oh, okay.
This is the Spear of the Faithful?
All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
re-rolling everything. Okay.
That's something. And then 2s on
2s
this.
to wound. That's going to be 2.
AP -2.
AP -2, so that's going to be 4 up invul save because Abaddon chose that as his special power. Making both of those. And then we've got the regular spears.
Yep. 3s re-rolling.
Re-rolling. Wow. Okay.
All right. And then
2s again.
So that's 4. AP -2s again.
And again, 4 up invul save. Okay. Fail 4 of those. Those are 1 damage apiece, though.
That's right.
So that's going to kill 2 of my Legionaries. And here come the spears into the Terminators. Hitting on 2s.
3s.
Oh, hitting on 3s, that's right, but re-rolling.
Yep.
Okay. And then wounding on 3s, because they're tough 5. So would be wounding on 4s, but become wounded on 3s. No re-rolls.
No re-rolls.
Oh, but that's not like you need it. That's cool.
For 9.
9?
Yep.
All right, so we've got 9 AP -2s, so would be 4 ups regardless. Failing 4 ups, so failing 5 of them. So that will kill a guy and take 1 down to 1 wound left. Now the Canoness is going to attack.
Blessed Blade, it's 3 attacks, re-rolling. Whoop. And then strength 6, it's actually winning on 2s.
All right.
AP -2.
All right,
Damage
so
apiece.
4 up. Making 2 of them, so that will just kill the 1 guy back over there. All right, so now the guys, the Arbor Tracks from the Immolator are going to attack over here.
Hitting on 4s.
On 4s. Okay.
And then strength 6, so winning on 3s. There you go, just 1.
AP?
Nothing.
Okay, 3 up save. No, take a wound. Or is it multiple damage or just 1 damage?
Just 1.
Just 1, okay. All right, so now we're going to activate my Chosen over here. We're going to start with the Masters of Execution. He has the Talisman of Burning Blood, which is an enhancement that I gave him, which gives him +1 strength and +1 attack on his melee weapons. But if they make a Dark Pact, which they are, they're going to be doing the lethal hits, and as Khorne, that means they're going to have lethal hits on 5s and 6s. He gets an additional D3 attacks and strength. So he's going to have an additional 2. This was down to 2. Additional 2 attacks and 2 strength. So he's going to have 7 attacks coming in against you over here. These are going to be hitting on 2s, lethal hits on 5s and 6s, and then strength 9, AP -2, 2 damage.
Okay.
And it's devastating wounds. So 6s to wound would do it. So here we go. Hitting on 2s. All right. And they don't get to reroll because you're not at less than half strength. So that 1/6 auto wounds into him. And then these are going to be strength 9, so looking for 5s to wound still. All right, so that is going to be 2 mortal wounds.
Okay.
And then you've got 3 saves at AP -2.
Okay. Making none of them.
Okay, so that's going to be a total of 8 wounds into him over there. All right, so then we're going to put the 2 that can go into the Dominion squad over here because they were the closest models. So when they piled in, they have to pile in towards the closest models. So we're going to go with the twin accursed weapons on the front guy over there. So he's going to have 5 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 3s. Okay, that's going to be an auto wound because of lethal hits, and then this is going to be strength 5, so 3s to wound. Okay, but twin linked because he's got the twin there. Okay, didn't make a difference. So just have the one that goes through there. AP minus, what was it again? 2.
2. And it's going here.
Yeah.
Right.
Nope, that's going to be a fail. So it's going to be a dead sister there. And then the other guy doesn't have twins, but he has the accursed weapon, so it's going to be 4 attacks. No lethal hits, but 3 hits. Wounding on 3s. That's going to be 2 wounds, AP -2. Right. Makes 1, failed 1. Another sister gone. And then we got 1 twin into his immolator over there. So that is going to be 2 lethal hits. And then wounding on tough 10, right? Or something?
Yes.
Yeah, so looking for 6s to wound, but twin linked. Nope, not met there, so it's 2, AP 2.
Saving 1 and failing 1.
Okay, 1 damage piece.
All right.
And then we've got regular ones coming in over here. These are going to be 3 of them, so it's going to be 12 shots, 12 attacks coming in from them. Again, hitting on 3s. Okay. Then 5s and 6s are auto wounds. And then looking for 6s to wound. Getting an additional 1. So that's going to be 4 total.
All right.
AP 2.
Oh, that's pretty nice.
Ooh, surviving with 1 wound left. Killer. So that's all their attacks into there. They now have to take a leadership test because of the Dark Pact. They do have an icon, which means that they can re-roll this if they fail. Which they don't. They're good to go. And now the Dominions will go.
4s.
4s to hit.
Oh boy.
Okay, there we go.
They're actually +1 to hit because they're below their starting.
Oh, there you go. But that's not going to wound anything. Okay. And now my Terminators are going to attack into the Sacrosancts over here. So they've got 4 attacks each with their accursed weapons. 5 of them can make it into actual engagement to fight into you here. So it's going to be 20 attacks coming into you. I get to because I did my Dark Pact, I'm doing sustained hits. I'm going to be able to re-roll the hit roll for them as Terminators. That's just like their rule that they've got there. So it's going to be 20 attacks here, hitting on, and because they're Slanesh, they're going to be sustaining hits on 5s and 6s. So 20 attacks, hitting on 3s. Whew, thank you for being able to re-roll. So that's going to be 4 sustained hits.
That's the worst roll.
That is about as bad as you could ever expect a roll to be. But thankfully, they get to reroll because I'm. What's that?
You reroll those 3s too?
Did I have 3s in there?
Yeah.
Oops.
Mission.
All right, there were 3 3s. We checked the tape. We checked the videotape here. So now they get to reroll though. So again, looking for 5s and 6s, but actually just hoping that I get 3s at this point. Still not great. That still was not a great roll, but it's still a bit more, which is good. All right, so now they are going to be, essentially I got basically all hits after the sustained hits increased me over there. These are going to be wounding on 4s because it's strength 5, which would be 3s, but they're -1 to wound. So looking for 4s to wound. All right, so it's going to be 10 wounds into them over there. So looking for 4-up invul saves. Okay.
That was math again.
The 3 was it 4? Okay, yeah, fair enough. So then 5 of them will be dead. All right, so now Abaddon is going to attack into the cannon or into the unit here. So these are going to be 14 attacks. He's going to do the Talon of Horus, or the Draconian, the Talon. So it's going to be 14. I can't remember which one it is, but whatever which one it is. So it's going to be 14 attacks, hitting on 2s. He's part of this unit that has the Dark Pact, so he's going to be re-rolling this. So hitting on 2s, re-rolling. Okay, so 1 miss, but sustained hits. Got a lot better than the last one, or I got the exact same number of sustained hits.
He's not Slanesh, right?
He is. He has Slanesh. He has all 4 of them.
Oh, so
yeah, he has all 4 keywords.
He has all 4?
Yes, he has all 4.
Okay.
So I think he might even have Undivided. I don't know. He's got all 4 keywords, there. All the keywords. Okay. Yeah, because I think it's so he can be in whatever unit you want him to be. So he's got all the keywords there. So these are going to be, he's going to have 6 additional hits here. These are strength 7, would be wounding on 2s, but are now wounding on 3s. They also have devastating wounds, so we'll go into mortal wounds if on 6s. Okay, there's a fair number. So 2s and 1s. So that's going to be 15 wounds in there, but we have 5 mortal wounds here that are going to be going in. So you've got 5, 10 AP minus 3 saves to make.
Yeah. They're going to die. All right, here's 4s for the remaining girls. So we're going to pull those 5 away and kill 2.
All right.
Now there's
3
left. And then 1 more there, see if it matters. Okay.
And then,
what's left?
And then 1 more.
1 more?
Yeah.
I'm not sure it matters because they're all going to die anyway. Yeah,
does make it.
Still going to kill everybody.
5 does still kill everyone? Oh, okay. Okay. So the rest of the unit with the mortal wounds will wipe them over there. All right, so they did take the Dark Pact, so they have to roll to see if they pass their Dark Pact here. Leadership 5 over there, so they pass it. And because Abaddon passed his Dark Pact, he gets a, I don't know, 2+, I get a CP. And I do with a fill face. All right, so that's going to be it for the Sisters of Battle turn here. My opponent did score behind enemy lines with the 2 units. So that's what, 5 points, correct? But did not get push the lines because he did not get either of the objectives. Because this objective, he's got no one left over there because of my heroic intervention. And then over here, I have 7 models on the on the objective, which is a total of 7 OC. He has 3 of the Dominion Sisters, giving 3 OC, and 3 OC from the Immolator there with 1 wound left. So it leaves me with 7, him with 6. So I still control that objective, so he doesn't get that. So that will be it for the Sisters of Battle turn here on turn number 2. We will come back to you after the after movement phase for the Chaos Space Marines here on turn number 2. All right, turn 2 here for the Chaos Space Marines. This guy decided to stay still because if I moved him, he would be able to just shoot me with Overwatch. So I figured it was better to just stay and shoot because I may be able to get myself in a position where I can get engaged on all fronts. We'll have to see. It's going to be tough because I'm running out of units. I've got some really strong ones, but I'm running out of units, so we have to see how this all works. Over here, these guys fell back. They're going to be outside of 3 inches of this, of the table quarter, because I'm looking to try to get, maybe if I can kill them, because they're outside of 3 inches of that table quarter, and in this table quarter, if I can kill enough off of this unit, I can, off this objective, I can hold the objective and still be able to, hold the objective for my for secure no man's land. But if I have to charge in, I have to charge in, and that's fine. It's a decision that's me make. I forgot there's another guy there. He has to come back over here. All right. So he moved there. Over on this side, these legionaries did the same thing, moving outside of 3 inches, but still on the objective there, so still controlling that objective. Terminators and Abaddon are moving up over here, trying to make a charge onto his Rhino, and hopefully surround it so he can't get out. They're also in shooting range of the Demonifuge. And then my Demon Prince moved up over here looking on that sister squad, see what he can do with that. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. I did get my CP. Abaddon's given everyone a 4-up, giving them a 4-up invul save. And that is going to be it. So we will come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're going to start with this unit shooting into the Demonifuge. We're going to go with the, I am going to take a Dark Pact. I'm going to do sustained hits. But first we're going to do the heavy flamers that are in that squad. They're going to have 2d6 hits. So that's going to be 9 hits. Strength 5, toughness 3, so looking for 3s to wound. So that is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at AP -1.
4-ups.
4-up saves. Ooh, there you go. That's how you do that.
Yes, sir.
And they got 12 shots with combi weapons over here. This rapid fire one, they're all within 12 inches over there. So these are going to be, I did take the Dark Pack for sustained hits, so it's going to be hitting on 3s. Because I took the Dark Pack, re-rolling to hit, and 6s will be sustained hits, because the Slanesh thing is only in the fight phase that you get the bonus to your to the sustained hits. So again, hitting on 3s, re-rolling. Okay, sustained hits is just going to have 1 additional hit, but everything else hit, which is pretty good. So then these are going to be anti-infantry 4+, because they are combi weapons. So those are going to be all mortal wounds there. So that is 4, 8, 10 mortal wounds into the Demonifuge. I think they're dead. Okay. All right, my Lone Trader Guardsman over here is going to fire into the Sisters over here. He's not going to supercharge, so he's just going to go with 2, looking for 2 shots here, looking for 4s to hit. Getting 2 hits. Strength 7, so 2s to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds, AP -3.
I don't remember if they have 5-up invuln still. Let's do this. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't make a difference. So that's going to be 2 Seraphim dead. All right, so my Terminators over here failed their Dark Pact roll. So, and they don't have icons in Terminator Squad. So I have to roll D3 mortal wounds. With the 3 mortal wounds, killing a Terminator. Cool, cool, cool. Cool, cool, cool. All right, so now these guys, because of the unnatural swiftness, are going to be able to shoot. We're going to start with the combi weapon is going to go into the Sisters over here. I did take a Dark Pact with them. I'm going to be doing, it was lethal hits, because I'm also going to be shooting into his Immolator, trying to get that 1 wound left off of there. So here goes the combi weapon into the Sister Squad. Okay. That's just going to be an auto wound, but it doesn't, because it's, yeah. So just going to have the 1 wound. And a 6, they're good to go. Okay. I did talk to Marcus. I was like, this is going to mess up my combi weapon. And I was like, it's only if I get 6s to hit. And sure enough, that's what I did. Then I did the bolt pistol into the Sisters over there from the Master of Executions. That's a hit. That is a wound. But that is a save. It's a regular bolt pistol. And then I got bolters from 3 of them into the Immolator over there. No. No lethal hits on them, only on the combi weapon, which is great. Wounding on 6s. Nothing there. Okay. And now we have their Dark Pact that I have to roll for. Make it on a 9, so that's better than their Terminators. Apparently Abaddon wasn't feeling it right then. My Demon Prince is now going to shoot into the Sisters with his Infernal Cannon. So it's 3 shots, hitting on 2s. Okay. 2 strength 5, so 3s to wound. Getting 1 wound. AP -1 was it? I think.
1, I think. So I think it's 3 up.
So 3 up because they're in cover.
Sorry.
It's all good, and they're good. And my opponent, when the Demonifuge was killed, was able to spend a CP to allow the character to step back up at the end of the phase there. Discarded 2 Miracle Dice to leave her with 2 wounds left over there. All right, so that's going to be it for the shooting phase. We're going to go into the charge phase. My Terminators over here are going to charge into the Rhino. 3 inches will get them in, but not quite what I was hoping for, but that's fine. And now my Demon Prince is going to charge into the Battle Sisters over there. I need a 7-inch charge. I can make it with an 11. And then my Chosen over here are going to charge into both of them. And they'll be in with a 5-inch charge. All right, so here we go. This unit has now decided to activate here. So we're going to start with them. We're going to start with Abaddon. The unit did do Dark Pact, and we're going to do sustained hits. So 5s and 6s to hit will be extra hits over here. So we're going to start with him with his Dracnian. It's going to be 8 attacks here. Strength 14, hitting on 2s. It's going to be AP minus 4, 3 damage. 3 damage, yeah.
Awesome.
So here we go. So this is going to be 8 attacks, hitting on 2s. And because they're in a Dark Pact, I get to reroll. Okay, so 1 misses, but I did get 4 sustained hits. So I'm going to get an additional 4 hits in there.
And you didn't go lethal?
What's up? No, I didn't go lethal.
Okay, well,
because, yeah, he's better, because I want the devastating wounds from him.
Should have been
and I also get this. These are now going to be wounding on 3s, and 6s will be devastating wounds. Okay, so we've got 6 mortal wounds in there.
Yep.
And then you've got 5 saves of AP minus 4, so 6 up invuls.
Yep.
Made 2 of them, but that's still going to be, what is that, 3, 6, 9, plus, so 5 total, 15 wounds into it. So it does die.
Yep.
Do you explode? No. Okay, that was close. I saw a lot of pips. So we're going to come back because he's going to have to try to get his guys out of there. All right, so they disembarked, but the problem is that now the way it works is if you have to disembark from a destroyed transport model, if you can't disembark every single model that it was inside there, out within 3 inches of the transport, but outside of an inch or outside of engagement range of enemy units, then you must do an emergency disembarkation, which means that you go within 6 inches of the transport, and you have to roll, when you roll to see if they twist an ankle when they get out of it, they get a mortal wound on a 1 through 3 as opposed to just the 1. So we've got 10 models in there, and every 1 through 3 will be a mortal wound.
Yep. That was a good roll.
That was.
All right.
So only 3 die.
And now they have no mortal wounds.
Oh, that's right, because it's mortal wounds. It's not that, yeah.
So 5 up, feel no pain.
Feel no pains.
So
No, so yeah, 3 die. All right, so 3 die. And the thing was, it was like down to like 1 model that couldn't get in, wholly within 3. But the way the wording is now is you must do the emergency disembarkation. You can't just choose to kill off that 1 and call it good. You have to do that. So that's a pretty big change to how that works with destroyed transports. All right, so here we go. We're going to go with my Chosen and the Master of Executions. I'm going to see, we're going to do a Dark Pact for lethal hits with them because they are Khorne, and that's what is good to go with them. So we're going to do his extra attacks, 3 extra attacks. So that's going to be 8 total attacks. Yeah, it's going to be 8 total attacks with an extra with strength 10. But these are going to be hitting on 2s. Okay. Lethal hits on 5s. And then strength 10, toughness 10. So looking for 4s to wound. Getting 2 more. So that's going to be 5 total at AP minus 2.
Yeah, he's dead.
Okay. Does he explode?
Yes, please.
Oh, he will explode. Let's do the other attacks into the sisters, and then we'll have you blow up on me. All right, so we're going to do the twin attacks over here. Hitting on 3s. Dark Pact, that's going to be 2 auto wounds. And then wounding on a 3. Okay, so that's going to be 3 at AP minus 2.
There.
1 dead.
Yep.
And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to do 1 second. And here come the other attacks into the sisters over there. So a lot of 1s and 2s, but also a fair number of 5s and 6s. Wow. And then wounding on 3s. No rerolls on these. So it's going to be a total of 6. AP2.
Roll 5, and then we'll see what happens. They're dead.
Okay. And then I think it's D3, right?
Yes.
Demise D3. So
That's
D3
correct.
mortal wounds into me over here. 1 mortal wound. Fair enough. And let's see if they Dark Pact themselves to death. No, they're good to go. All right, so Flying Demon Prince, when he finishes a charge move, you roll a D6 for every wound that he has remaining. So he has 10 wounds still remaining. Every 4+ will be a mortal wound into that unit. Up to a maximum of 6. So it will be maxed at 6.
Okay. 5 up, feel no pains from the Hospitaller.
Hospitaller. It's going to
so
not
taking
feel 2
4.
of them, so 4 will be dead. All right, so now he's going to do his Dark Pact, which is going to be sustained. I'm going to do sustained hits here. He is Slanesh, so he will get to do the sustained hits, which is good, on 5s and 6s. So we're going to have 8 attacks here. These are going to be hitting on 2s. Okay. And 1 sustained hit. These are now going to be looking for 2s to wound. Okay, so that's only going to be 4 that go through there. AP minus 2, so 5 up saves. Nope, and 3 damage apiece. So why don't you just roll them and see? Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, and re-roll those ones. Okay, here we go. Could 1 save? No, so close. All right, so 4 of the other sisters will be dead. All right, so over here, we've got his Repentia, who will be able to attack back into me after I piled into him. So they are going to attack here. The reason I piled in was twofold. 1, they get reroll wounds if they charge, which they were going to do next turn. Also, I will get to fight first next turn because it's since we were already engaged, I would get the precedent once we get to that part of the fight. Yep. So here we go. They're going to have their attacks here, but my opponent did spend 1 CP to give them +1 to wound. So they're going to be hitting on 3s re-rolling.
They're below starting strength,
yes.
So they get a +1 to hit, which is the detachment trait for sisters. All right. So 3s. So these are re-rolling.
Cool.
All right.
Pretty good.
Remember when exploding 6s were into?
Yeah.
All right, and these will be 2s.
No rerolls though, because
no rerolls here.
So that made a difference.
All right, so 5 and then 8 total.
8 total. AP
minus 2.
AP minus 2. So they've all got 4 up. We need 4 up anyway.
Yep.
So it's gonna be 8 4-ups. Okay, failed 4 of them. What's the damage?
2 damage apiece.
2 damage apiece. So that's gonna kill 2 of them. All right. And now the Repentia Superior is gonna attack.
She's gonna be hitting on 2s rerolling, because she doesn't have a -1 to hit.
Excellent.
And then anti-infantry 4 up. So 2 AP minus 1s.
2 AP minus 1, so looking for 3 up saves. Making both of those. So now the Battle Sisters into my Demon Prince over there.
They're +1 to hit, so they're hitting on 3s.
Because they're below half strength.
And they're +1 to wound.
Okay. So I think they're 5s, yeah.
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Fair enough. And that's going to be it for the fight phase and the end of the Chaos Space Marine's turn here. I did not have table quarters because I wasn't able to get that because I couldn't because over here if I had been able to shoot them off I would have been able to get the table quarters. But instead I've got engage in all fronts. Oh no, he said I got secure no man's land because I controlled both of those for 5 points. But I'm going to get rid of engage in all fronts to get a CP. So that's going to be it for Chaos Space Marines. We'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters of Battle on turn number 3. All right, so into the command phase here for the Sisters of Battle on turn number 3. He did control his home objective for 2 points. And then beyond that, we both gained CP. He got his miracle dice. Then we moved into the movement phase. Zephyrum and Celestine are moving up over here, looking onto my legionaries for a tasty snack over there. Over on this side, the Repentia fell back out of combat with the Terminators and Abaddon. Then his Castigator moved back. Stern, the Demonifuge, advanced over here so that she could get within the range of the Hospitaller, who was able to heal her up to 3, so basically up to full now. This unit had fallen back out of combat from the Demon Prince over here. Morven Vol and her Nundums are moved back over here, looking to probably really just beat on my Demon Prince. Exorcist moved around as well. And over on this side, his Dominions have just moved back into the corner on this side. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We will come back to you with the shooting phase. So Ephraim Stern has an ability that's not a shooting attack, that you choose one unit Or one character or one unit?
One unit.
A unit within 6 inches of her? 12 inches of her. And they have to roll, they have to take a leadership test, minusing 2 from it if I'm chaos, which I am. And if I fail it, I take D3 mortal wounds.
Take 3
flat mortal wounds. I was almost at it. So let's see what happens here. He's got leadership 6, so 7 becomes a 5, which means that I fail it. So I just take 3 mortal wounds.
Yeah, you do.
Brutal. Dominions over here are going to fire into my chosen. They are +1 to hit and +1 to wound because they're below half strength.
So 2s.
2s to hit.
And then 3s.
3s to wound.
No, wait.
5s to 4s.
Yeah, 4s, because they're strength 4 bolters and a tough 5 chosen.
Yes.
So 4s now, so +1 to wound.
Okay, well, they're tough 4. So that is actually a wound, so it's going to be a 3-up save. And I'm good. Then over here, the Seraphim are going to shoot into my little Dubra over here with the hand flamers. Okay, so that's going to be 9, 12 shots coming in over here.
I don't have enough, so we're going to start here.
Okay.
Here's this one.
I imagine that's going to be enough.
Maybe not. There's only 2 saves there. You can do it, though.
I do get the benefit of cover, but it doesn't matter. They're dead. Oh, that's right. The flamers don't. Dead. All right, Morven Vol and her friends over here are now going to do some shooting. So Morven's going to shoot her missiles into the Demon Prince, and everything else is going to come into my chosen over here because they're touching the base there, so they can see through the windows and stuff in the terrain. So, what are we going to go first?
Missiles first.
Missiles first. Sounds good.
All right, hitting on 2s.
2 hits. Tough 9.
On 4s.
4s to
though.
no need. So it's going to be 2.
AP minus 2.
AP minus 2. He is getting the cover, right? I think so.
Yeah.
So it's going to be AP minus 1, 3-up save. Makes 1, fails 1.
All right, D6 damage.
D6 damage. 5 damage. Okay. He is down to 2 wounds.
Over there.
Now the Storm Bolters into my chosen.
3s rerolling.
Reroll.
4s rerolling.
4s reroll.
Oh gosh. 4s rerolling.
Okay, that's a bit better. So it's going to be 4.
Saves, please.
4 3-ups. Making all but 1, but that's enough to kill that one guy off. And then you got multi-meltas.
Yes, sir. Here's 6 shots.
Cool.
I actually don't know if they're 3s or 4s. I'm sorry.
All right. You can still re-roll those ones because that's not going to be different.
Yep.
All right, it is 3s to hit, but re-rolling here. Okay, that's real good.
And then 2s.
2s to wound.
Rerolling.
Re-rolling.
Oh, that's back into a 1.
Okay. So it's going to be 5.
5, please.
5 AP minus 3s because of the cover that they're going to be getting here.
Yep.
So 6 ups. I make 1. So 4. Oh, no, I guess it's D6 damage, right?
D6, yeah. So
all right, so the first one
here's 1.
is a dead guy.
Here's 2.
Not a dead guy, so the third one will kill the guy.
Yep. And then here's the last one. Whoa!
And it's a dead guy. So 3 dead guys. All right, and now here comes her heavy bolters.
Rerolling. Sustained hits.
Yep. Oh, she gets sustained hits.
Yeah, 3s rerolling.
Cool.
That's just going to be your 3-ups.
4 3-ups. No AP on her storm.
-1.
Oh, -1. Yeah. I forgot about that. Thank you.
Sure.
Make all but 1. Damage is 2. All right, that's going to put a guy in 1 move. All right, so now the Exorcist is going to go. Heavy bolters are going to come into my chosen. Rockets are going to go into the Terminators. So we'll go with the heavy bolter first. That's going to be okay.
That's all hits.
All hits.
Explosion. Strength 5, tough 4. So 2 saves.
Okay. 3-up saves. Fail 1, which is enough to kill a guy. And now the rockets are going to come in and attack into the Terminators.
D6 plus 2 plus blast. So that's going to be 5 total.
Okay.
Hitting on 3s.
No rerolls.
No rerolls. Wounding on 2s with strength 10. Oh.
Okay. So 2 wounds.
2 wounds, please.
AP?
-2.
AP -2, so looking for 4-up saves.
I think you have cover.
Oh, maybe. That one's cocked. 2's not going to do it, though. What's the damage? Oh, you're going to spend it. All right, kill a guy. And now the Castigator is going to fire everything into my Terminators. So these are the heavy bolters.
Oh, that's shooting.
Hitting on 3s with sustained hits because of they're supposed to do that.
4s.
4s to wound.
5, 6 saves, please.
6 saves. So we've got 6 2-up saves because of cover. All right, failed 2 of them. That's going to kill a guy.
So.
And here come his autocannon shots.
Yep. 3s rerolling. Because you're infantry.
That I am.
And then 3s rerolling. Because 9s into 5s. So that's all of it. That's 5, 7 AP minus 1s.
7 AP minus 1s, but because of cover, going to be 2 up saves. And I failed 1 of them. 3 damage. Kills a guy. Cool. I have to take a battle shock. Oh, they're already battle shocked. Yeah, because they were. No. Yeah. So this is going to be. I have to take a battle shock test because of the castigator over there. But I pass it with flying colors. All right, that's it for the shooting into the assault phase. We've got the charge phase. We've got his Zephyrum charging into my legionaries. An 8 will. We're gonna have to measure that to see if it's close enough. Now Morven Vol and her Nundums are gonna charge into my Demon Prince. My opponent spent 1 of his bajillion miracle dice over here with a 6, so that the basically it's unfailable now. But we're just gonna try for this. That is cocked. Good thing you did it. And like we said, we measured it, and you needed that to get like all the way around to make sure you can get into base to base or within engagement range. With his wings, that's fine. You're close enough. Yeah. They even mentioned that like if you can't quite get it, then you just get close enough. So there we go.
Yeah, you rotate for Morven Vol.
Yeah, there we go. So Morven Vol is a vehicle. So my opponent is going to tank shock my Demon Prince over here. So he's going to have 8. He's got a strength 8 weapon, but I'm tough 9, so he's not more than my toughness, which means that he doesn't get the additional +2. So it's going to be 8 dice, looking for 5 pluses to do mortal wounds. Yeah, he did. But do I explode? No, I do not.
Straight 6.
All right, so we're going to start with Celestine over here. So she's got 5 attacks. Not hitting on 1s.
Nope.
These are going to be strength 6, so looking for 3s to wound.
That's devastating. So it's just 2 mortals.
2 mortals, which will kill a guy.
Yep.
So the Gemini and the Zephyrum are pretty much the same profile here. Because they charge, they're going to get +1 to their strength.
Yep.
And it's the unit, so the whole unit's going to benefit from it. So they're going to go attacking here. It's going to be 21 attacks, everyone's hitting on 3s. No rerolls, but wounding on 3s as well because it's going to be strength 5.
Yep.
So 3s to hit. Come back to you with that. And then 3s to wound. These are AP minus 2. All right.
4, 5, 10.
That's going to be 10 AP minus 2, so 10 5-ups. Can I make them? No, I can't. Oh, I made a fair amount, but that's not enough. Half. But that's, half? No, there's 2 guys left. They're dead.
Drew. The extended battle lines is what I said.
All right, so that's going to be the end of the Sisters of Battle turn. We forgot to show the card that he drew. He still had the extend battle lines, which he successfully got now that he was able to take this objective over here. But he also had assassination, killing a character. Did you kill a character? Oh yeah, the Demon Prince. He killed the Demon Prince. So he was able to get assassinate there. So I don't have a lot left, so we'll see what happens going in here. Turn 3 for the Chaos Space Marines. All right, so that's going to moving into the movement phase here for the Chaos Space Marines on turn number 3. Abaddon and his cronies over here have moved over this way, looking to do some damage over here. They advanced, but I spent the 1 CP for unnatural swiftness. Because they are Slanesh, they are going to be able to advance and charge and shoot. So they're going to be doing that fun stuff over there. Then over on this side, this unit has moved on to the edge of the objective, hoping to stay on it if I can shoot these sisters dead. But if not, I'll have to probably charge to get the points for area denial. So that's going to be it for the movement phase. We'll come back to you with the shooting phase. All right, we're going to start off shooting with my my chosen unit here, but I'm going to spend 1 CP on the grenade strat. So they are going to. They do have grenades. I did check. Chosen have grenades. But we've gone through this whole talk, and then also he's like, "Ooh, we didn't even check the grenade." I did. Okay. I made sure. So the Chosen have grenades, and they're going to spend 1 CP on the grenade strat, which essentially means I can target this unit over here. I roll 6d6. Every 4+ does a mortal wound into that unit over there, and it's better odds, I think, than my shooting for them at this point. So here we go. It's going to be 6d6, looking for 4+. Okay, so that's going to be 3 mortal wounds, so they are dead. Cool. Excellent. Perfect. So now this unit over here is going to fire. We're going to do the Dark Pact for sustained hits. So it's only going to be on 6s because it's in the shooting again, not in the fight phase. So we're going to do the Heavy Flamer first. It's going to be 2 hits. 3s to wound. That's going to be 2 wounds. Fill phases that don't mean anything. AP -1.
Save one.
Make 1 and failed the other one. That's the 3. So 1 sister will be dead. And then we've got a combi weapon over there. Or combi thingy. Because they're under a Dark Pact, they get to reroll. Okay. No, that's going to be no sustained hits. Those are 2 hits. But they're anti-infantry 4+. So it's going to be 1 that's going to become a devastating wound because of combi weapon. So it's just a mortal wound. Do you have a field of pain? No. So 1 is dead. And then Abaddon is going to shoot. So he's got 4 shots hitting on 2s. Sustained hits gets 1 extra hit there. Strength 5, so 3s to wound. That is going to be 4 wounds over here. AP -1. Oh, killed 3 more. So now my unit over here is going to charge into Celestine over there. So here's my charge roll. 4 inches will get me in. All right, so here we go. We're going to attack in over on this side now, starting off the fight phase. We're going to start with Abaddon. He's going to do the Talon of Horus here. So this is going to be 14 attacks into her. We are going to do the Dark Pact. So he's going to do sustained hits. So his 5s and 6s do additional hits. Hitting on 2s with a bunch of 5s or 6s. Okay. All right, and these are going to be, so I got 6 explodings there. These are going to now have, these are going to be strength 7, so wounding on 2s. 6s are devastating wounds, so it's going to be 4 devastating wounds. They're just going to go to mortals. And that's going to be like a lot of saves here.
Yep.
So it's going to be 6, 12, 13 saves.
All right, and we'll save 1 with the miracle dice.
Okay, save 1 with the miracle dice.
And then we'll roll 5 at a time for Celestine, because she has a 4-up feel no pain.
She does.
4s. All right, so that's 5 that go.
So you said this is 5 at a time? Yeah.
Yep. And then 2 4-up feel no pains. Whoa. Okay.
So
she's down to 3.
So you got 3 more?
Yes, sir. 3 more 4-ups. Okay. 4-up feel no pains. Nope.
Okay. And then 1 more?
One at a time. Everybody loves it.
Everyone loves 1 at a time.
Okay.
Okay.
4-up feel no pain. Oh,
hey,
yeah.
there you go.
1 more 4-up. Nope. 4-up feel no pain.
No. Okay, so Celestine's dead. And then they just have, do they have an invul?
No, but they're going to die from the mortal wounds. No.
Oh, they are. Yeah. So that unit will be wiped. All right. Way to go, Abaddon. All right, so that's the end of the fight phase now. We're going to see if Celestine can get back up on a 2+, right?
I feel so bad. Okay, good.
Ooh. You got all your bad rolls on her feel no pains. But yeah, she'll get back up. She can't be in engagement range, but as close to as possible where she was. Excellent. So that is going to be the end there for the Chaos Space Marines. I did get 5 points for no prisoners. I do have to see if they pass their... 5 is what Abaddon is, so they did pass their Dark Pact. They had passed their Dark Pact previously, and on the shooting one, and I got a CP for that. So I'm going to get rid of area denial because I don't think I'm ever going to get into the middle again, and that's going to. It would have given me another CP, but I've already collected 1 this battle round, so I can only get the 1 per battle round. No matter what the source is, they always say you can only get 1 extra 1 per battle round. So. That is going to be it for the Chaos Space Marines here on Team 3, so we'll come back to you with the Gambit phase. All right, so at the end of battle round 3, you will figure out if you want to use the Gambit. So what happens is you both have your Gambit decks. You'll take out the Proceed as Planned card from the Gambit deck, shuffle up the other 3, and then randomly discard one of those 3. You now have 2 other cards. You add your Proceed as Planned to it, and now you look at your Gambits and decide if you're going to do it. And you put a card down in front of you. If you put down the Proceed as Planned, you will continue scoring primary mission points, and that will be good to go for the rest of the game that way. Or you can put down one of the Gambits, and that's the only way you can score primary points, and it'll be a very, exceedingly difficult task with a lot of luck required and a lot of, unbelievable things have to go your way for you to get an additional 30 points for primary. And then you just add it to the end there. But if you are already, you still only max out at 45 for primary, regardless. So if you already have more than 15 points for primary after the first 3 rounds, then you can't score more than the 45. And if you think that you are going to be able to score more on the primary, then you just continue doing the primary, then you're going to score the 30 on this ridiculous long ball shot for it. So what happens is you put the cards down in front of you, you then reveal them and see what happens. So let's see what happens here. What? Boom! We both proceed as planned, so we're both going to keep doing the primary mission and keep it going that way because that's just the way it's going to happen. It's just like, at this point, it's super hard to get any of them, and we both have better chances of scoring points on the primary than we do otherwise. So that'll be that. So we'll come back to you after movement phase for the Sisters of Battle here on turn 4. All right, movement phase and command phase for the Sisters of Battle here. Well, we both gained a CP. My opponent got another, got some more miracle dice to add to his collection that he's putting up on his mantle as opposed to using. Like seriously, look at all those. That's a lot of miracle dice there. A lot of them are low rolls. I'm not gonna lie, he's been really unlucky.
Spend 2 at a time.
Yeah, you can spend 2 at a time. So now he's just like 1 at a time, and he's like,
I'm not good at resource management with miracle dice.
Yeah, it'll take some time to get used to using those, I think. So you got plenty of them going on there. That was pretty much it for the command phase. Celestine did bring back one of her friends over here, and that is probably all that happened in the command phase. Movement phase. My opponent, he did draw engage on all fronts, and he also drew, what was the other one?
Oh boy, attempting target.
Attempting target. And I chose the objective over on that side because I don't think he was close enough to be able to get onto it at all. Right. So I was like, that's probably going to be the one that he's not going to get onto. So that's what I chose there. But movement phase, they stayed over here outside of 3 inches of that table quarter. So they're solidly in this table quarter. The Repentia have started to move closer to Abaddon. They're within 12, so they can possibly make a charge. You're saying there's a chance. They're saying there's a chance. Stern also moved up here, looking to hopefully get a charge off into Abaddon. The Castigator moved to get some shots into Abaddon. And then over on this side, we got some other stuff. These sisters stayed on the objective, but make sure they're outside of 3 inches of this table quarter so they can solidly collect this one over on this side. And then over here on this side, Morven Vol and her friends are making their way downtown, walking fast, faces past, and they're homebound to try to take care of this unit over here. I don't think they can make the charge, so that's why I feel secure that he's not going to get that secondary, but they're still probably going to myrtleate them really hard with all those meltas.
Oh, yeah.
Then we've got whatchamacallit? Exorcist moved to get some shots down here, and the sisters are staying on that objective. My opponent did score 8 points on the primary because he got 2 points for controlling his home objective, and then 6 points for controlling my objective back over here. So we are now going to move into the shooting phase. I do want to point out that my opponent did remember that he has the Litanies of Faith and can re-roll miracle dice up to 3 miracle dice, and he
It's 1 if your unit's at full strength, and you can just re-roll 1 miracle dice in your pool. But if you're below, you're starting below half.
Yeah,
it's up to 3.
Okay.
Yep.
So yeah, he was able to re-roll 3, and he turned a 1, a 2, and a 3 into 2 5s and a 6. So pretty good. Pretty good conversion there. We're going to go into the shooting phase now. Ephrail Stern is going to do her smitey thing into Abaddon's unit over here. Mm-hmm. So what is it? I take a leadership test. Okay. -2 because I'm chaos.
Right.
So I'm looking for a 7 on the dice because he's got a leadership of 5. I do not. So I take 3 mortal wounds, which kills one of my Terminators. Fun times. All right, Castigator is now going to fire into my Termi squad and Abaddon.
3s rerolling because you're infantry.
Okay.
Only 6s did something.
Yeah.
And then
toughness. Oh, because they're equal now. There's only 2 there. So his toughness is 5 anyway. So he's basically a Terminator. He's just a Terminator. What are you complaining about?
He's skipping leg day.
Yeah, he just skipped leg day.
I'll tell you what. All right, there's 3s rerolling because it's twin linked. Oh,
Nope, not meant to be.
That's 4.
So 4 of them over there. So
AP minus 1.
AP minus 1. So they're going to be 3 up saves regardless if it's Terminator or Abaddon. Oh, and I failed 1. Damage?
3.
Okay, so that kills that guy. And now,
Here comes all the heavy bolters.
all them heavy bolters.
This is where I wanted 6. Hey, what do you know?
Gotten some.
Right.
Perfect.
And then, force.
Force to wound.
That many. 4, please.
4.
AP minus 1.
AP minus 1, looking for 3 up saves. Failing 2. So he's going to
damage
take
piece.
4 damage, leaving him at 5 wounds left. Ooh. All right, so the Exorcist is going to fire the missiles into here and then the heavy bolter into the other chosen squad on the other side.
That's right. D6 plus 2.
D6 plus 2.
So 4.
Missiles here.
Minus 1 to hit, but heavy, so
Yes.
3s. And then strength 10.
So 2s to wound.
2 saves, sir.
2 saves. AP?
Minus 2.
Minus 2. So he's going to have a 4 up invul or armor is the other point. Failed 1. Damage?
I'm going to do 4 damage to you.
Oh, you're just going to do 4 and let Celestine handle it, huh?
That's right.
Okay, sounds good. He's down to 1 wound. And then the heavy bolter firing into my chosen.
Okay.
It's going to be all hits and explosions.
3s to wound.
That is going to be 5 wounds.
Yeah.
AP minus 1, right?
Yep.
So that is going to be 2 at 2 damage apiece.
Yes, sir.
So the first guy is going to be dead. And then I think he's down to 2 wounds. All right, so now my master possession, because those 2 doing 2 damage actually only killed the 1 guy because he's got 3 wounds. I forgot that they have 3 wounds. But here comes the Meltas that can see because it did take it out. There's only 2 that can see there. So re-rolling because of Vol.
Okay.
Ooh, only 2 going.
2's rerolling.
2's re-rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
2 go through.
2 go through.
How many wounds does he have?
He has 4 wounds. So the first one will kill him. All right, in the final moments of this battle here, Celestine reaches to her belt, takes out a grenade, lobs it to Abaddon and says, catch. And he grabs it in the talon of Horus, and then, he takes mortal wounds and dies. So, a decisive victory for this. Well, I guess not decisive. It was a really hard fought battle, but they just managed to just like wipe me off the table. Were able to kill me and just I didn't have enough table presence on the table. And I think the reason was I put 3 heavy hitting units, which really put the pressure on you, which allowed me to get a lot of points early on, but then they will die. Like it's just the reality of playing a game like this, like they will die. So, at the end there, I just didn't have enough bodies on the table, enough table presence to be able to do what I needed to do, which is, the reality. It's learning. This is the first time I played Chaos Space Marines in 10th edition, and I'm not going to lie, it was fun. I really enjoyed them. And what did you think about the sisters?
They're surprisingly shooty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very shooty.
The miracle dice are very different now than they used to be, but I think it's a different resource management because you used to be spending 2 and charging all the time.
Yeah.
Especially out of deep strike or advancing and charging with Repentia. And now that that's gone across the board, that you can only use 1 dice, even on 2 dice rolls. I ended up with a giant pile of them, and it's just because I'm not used.
You're
to
not using them
like
enough,
that.
and as you go along.
That's right.
Like being like, well, this unit's going to shoot. I'll take that, I'll take that 5 and get an auto wound in there because that will be good for me. Yeah, because you're not saving them for those double for the charges. And I think maybe even that change alone makes them more shooty than assaulty,
Right.
Like, you also don't have the Bloody Rose, like, super pile-ups that you could do. And I think the combination, you're right. I think they're leaning into the shooting here, but still have the ability to force the issue with, like, Repentia or...
Absolutely.
Stuff.
Their tank profiles for their price seem really good.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I agree. That's going to be nice. It's going to be fun to see
That's
them.
what did most of the it matched, the profile matches perfectly the fact that you brought 3 10-man blobs of 3 wound models.
Yes.
Because it's so much 3 damage attacks and things like that.
It paired up well to shoot me.
Yeah.
Yeah. But a ton of fun. Really enjoying the new edition. The more I'm getting used to it and the rules and getting under my belt, I'm not going to lie. I'm enjoying it. I really am enjoying it. I think it's going to be a fun edition. And it'll be fun to figure out like the different combinations and what actually works better than just bringing 3 killer blobs at the same time. but it was fun. So I hope you guys have all enjoyed this. I certainly have. I have been Phil, the Glacial Geek. As always, my opponent's been Marcus. And until next time, stay safe and have fun.